Hey, welcome everybody.
Internet.
Still getting used to the timing on this wonderful new introduction we have here, but welcome to another Monday night here at Proficiency Bonus as we continue our journeys through the lost city of Omu. Before we jump too far into that, a couple of quick shout-outs. And big thank you to Team MZ and their support for small streamers like us. You can check them out on Twitter, and they have their own Discord channel out there. Many-sided dice and the Lost Artifacts of Greygast, a wonderful magic item compendium for all your 5e D&D games. Another big one this weekend running through. It ends tonight. Our newest sponsor and partners, Dice Bard, is running currently a $20 mystery bag, which gets you 3 sets of dice, at least one of their premium sets, with a 25% chance that you'll actually get a set of metal dice for $20. Definitely check it out. If you type !black, BLACK in the chat, it will pull up for you and actually get that get you a link right to that. Oh, and thank you very much, Proficiency Bonus, for always being in there before I am when, you're not DMing. Don't forget, this week, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out Sunday nights. You can see it on Vodcast here on Twitch, our new Curse of Strahd campaign with DM Sarah. They're having a lot of fun running through Death House right now. Well, at least the DM seems to be having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. The players, they seem to be getting a little creeped out at some points, but hey, that's sort of the point of that campaign. And then Wednesdays, we have another one-shot this week in place of our Hell or High Water Deep campaign, as DMJJ is still oot and a boot, as they say in our northern neighbors. And then Thursday, we have another new Mystic Hour. I believe Delvin Dash is back this week. And then Friday, we're back with Storm King's Thunder, and Saturday, Insight Check. So a whole lot going on. Not going to ramble through that too much, as we will jump headfirst into what happened last time, as our party had made their way down to the southern reaches of, near the southern reaches of the city, and found themselves in front of a shrine and battled with a large, tentacled frog-looking creature that had recently swallowed their wizard Quen.
Hypnotoad.
No!
We fought Hypnotoad.
Through some quick thinking on Quen's part, managed to dimension door out of said toad, and they actually managed to win the day, making their way in to claim the prize, a small cube with an image of that very same creature on it, albeit not without some near loss of life for some of the party, as poisonous gas rendered one of our party members unconscious and another left within it. But up until Devonay's quick thinking of a gust cantrip seemed to clear a little bit out of the area. As the party made their way back to get some rest, make camp for the evening, and upon noticing some things happening somewhat out of the ordinary, Devonay noticed a skeleton approaching, and they began a battle with what they assumed to be some of the Red Wizard's minions, but come to find out they were actually Yuan-Ti masquerading in an attempt to infiltrate the Red Wizards in the area, due to Tuala putting the fear of, Tuala into somebody. They have been left with a promise of a meeting this very night with the leader of this second group of Yuan-Ti by the name of Fenthasa. And that is where we pick up for this week's episode, as the rest of your watch, Devonay, comes to an end. the sun starts to creep over. Weather seems to be about par for the course. If you guys don't start getting some rain soon, it's going to look like you guys are going to have to go out in search of a supply of water, as you haven't been getting much in the way of rain around since you've come down into the city, and it's been a couple of days at this point. All of you would remember from your glance over the expanse of the city that there is quite a bit of the area that is flooded to the east of where you guys are right now.
So since we've now had a period of rest with my fancy headgear, do I attuned to this item?
Oh, that's right, because you are wearing that. So yes, you would have.
I am never taking it off.
So...
I love it.
Okay, so in player. Okay, Jwala, you now have a lovely little thing in your journal.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I forget what it is.
Oh no! Roll20's frozen!
Apparently it's a headbutting helmet.
Oh,
According to
yeah.
Jwala.
Okay.
It's the helm. It's
Secondary use.
It's the helm of Jwala dinosaur headbutts.
I have to refresh Roll20. It doesn't want me to see what my sweet item is.
Okay. Oh, thank you for the cheers. Official taco parade.
Welcome to the show, official taco parade. Welcome back, and this must be your first join with us. Yes, I DM the Monday night stream, but welcome back. It's a pleasure to see you again. Okay, so while Trala is reconnecting to Roll20 for that, player knowledge, Trala, it is a helm of telepathy.
Ooh.
Ah, my specialty as a barbarian.
And while Trala is reconnecting, actually, give me a second. I want to make sure that I am asking Solana the
I don't
correct
want to. I don't
thing
want to.
here. Yeah, I know you don't, but you got to do it anyway, or I can do it for you. Okay, let's see here. Where is it? Okay, so I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Ooh, okay. I'm sort of good at those. Oh, really?
Let's see here.
I'm good at +7.
Okay. So that is excellent to know.
No, I'm dying.
Thank you very much.
Squirtle.
Oh, you are not dying. Okay, so as the morning comes, you guys sort of gather together to start making breakfast for the day. What are you guys doing?
I'm
Never
making
ruin this
breakfast for the
campaign with
day.
this item.
What'd you say, Matt?
So I'm going to ruin the campaign with this item.
Feel free. Okay.
I am going
good.
to put stuff in the porridge. I don't know what, but it's gonna be good.
Oh,
Alright.
is it the nuts?
I do have more nuts.
I
Oh,
don't like that face, Alana.
Is it a bean? You can put beans in it too.
Oh my god.
Oh, those are great fun. We haven't planned one of those in a while.
I'm gonna put a waka nut in there. No, I'm not, because they only,
Waka, waka, waka,
they only
waka.
grow. I'm gonna put a cinderberry.
Okay. So let's see here.
It just helps with diseases and poisons. It's nothing like really crazy.
Yep. Oh yeah, but you'd have to put a whole bunch in for that. But
Oh.
yeah, so as you're sort of putting it in with your breakfast, as everyone is eating breakfast this morning, you notice that it's a little sweeter today. That you don't notice it doesn't have the same sort of bitter flavor that some of the meals that have been cooked have from the natural ingredients.
It's delicious.
Alana, this is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it. It's delicious.
Thank
it's
you.
The best.
I I eat my porridge, and with a mouthful of porridge and spoon in his mouth, without speaking aloud, I would like to say into the plant elf's mind, yes, I enjoy this breakfast greatly.
Ah! Dear God! What happened? Ah!
Solana, are you alright?
Twala spoke in my head!
Cool.
Yeah, except it scared me a lot.
Apparently, this helmet has other qualities besides headbutting things. I am greatly pleased.
Wow, yeah, you can threaten things before you see them now.
That is a great idea.
No, I think I still need to see them.
But he can threaten them
But
psychically and physically.
I can threaten them non-verbally.
Yeah, and before they see you.
And verbally, non-verbally, and physically. So that's 3 ways
All
of
at the
threatening.
same time.
All the three.
Crazy.
Taking my intimidation game to the next level, you guys.
I know, it's like mind games now.
Oh my word. Things not to give a barbarian. Telepathy is going right at the top of that list.
Yeah.
I can cast suggestion with this bad boy.
Really?
Oh my
Yup.
Oh my goodness.
That actually might be helpful.
So what time's our meeting
Okay,
with
so-
this thing that we need to prepare for, unlike last time when we didn't prepare for it, and we just decided to move the thing all the way on the other side of the map where it wasn't helpful at all.
This evening, I believe.
Yep. You figure they'll be there shortly after sun goes down.
But this is supposed to be a friendly meeting.
So was the
Yes,
last
we
one.
all
More
know
friendly
how
than last
those
meeting,
go.
anyway.
Well, we have the day. We might as well continue. We never checked out the compound that was to the east of where the Rubik's Cube of Destiny was found.
Yeah, that weird place with those like walls. Can you imagine having like walls like within like this like crazy like canyon thing? Like
Before we go there, remember when I scouted it with Avolta, it seemed to be there was a stake in the middle of firewood with a whole bunch of bones around it, like they were burning people or something. So, it looks like people might be living there.
Or just burning
And-
bodies, in which case
or
we should
just-
not go.
Or, but when we go there, just be aware of that fact, and it might be inhabited.
Did I mention I don't like this whole
Oh.
Tomb of Annihilation thing? Like, it sounds very deathy.
yeah, come on, Solana. Like, how many dead bodies have we seen on this trip so far? Like, at least like 18.
You know what, Quinn?
Like,
I'm gonna go with too many.
18.
Like
Yeah.
too many dead bodies we've seen on this trip.
I have personally seen you transform yourself into a gargantuan primate and smash things into a fine mist with your bare hands.
Yeah, but I did enjoy it. Okay, but did I enjoy it afterwards?
oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I
You
Yeah.
enjoyed being alive very
Mhm.
much. And honestly, most of the things we've seen dead, we killed.
See, that's also a problem we should probably talk about eventually.
Well,
I
if we
think it's
didn't
kind
kill
of
them.
weird that like we're like messed up more when we see dead bodies that we didn't cause to be dead than like the dead bodies that we make dead.
Yeah, that's kind of psychopathic, I think. But whatever. Gets
Like,
us by.
oh, these are unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Well, most of the people we've killed were trying to kill us, so it was either us or them.
This is true. This is true.
Anyway, are we going, or are we just sitting around here?
Sure. I don't know where we're going because I missed that week, so I'll just follow.
Only just a few days ago, Solana.
Oh yeah, I was asleep with something
Oh.
Are
Mallory.
you feeling okay?
Tea is always good in the morning or at 8:00 at night. Okay.
It doesn't take you guys long at all to get back down as I grab you all, drag you down this way to get back down near where near the walled-in compound. Again, you can still see a little bit of smoke coming from the coming over the walls. It seems to be a little lighter, little less of it than there was the last time. Again, you don't see an entrance on the northern side.
Would Avalta have seen the entrance where it is on the map?
Yes, so when Avalta scouted, Avalta would have let you know that there is an entranceway over on the eastern side of it.
Alright, so I'm gonna... Guys, there's a gap in the wall, like an entranceway over on this side of the wall.
Well,
Guess it
let's
would be
fly
over
a
to the
flag
left.
and march right in. Where we can, like, hook a grappling hook over the wall and, like, climb in, like, sneakily or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, it looks like there's somebody home. There's some smoke over there.
So you just want to, like, say hi?
Chihuahua, throw me over, and I'll go invisible.
I can cast the whole stealth thing, but,
We could sneak up closer to the entrance, and then you could go invisible. But then again, we're right next to the road.
How high is the wall?
That's about 10, 12 feet.
Oh, I can easily just like hoik Quen, Quen up, like on my hands, and he can be invisible and just look over the wall.
Yeah.
Or
Nice.
scamper
Quen-
over the wall.
Quen
and
can't
kill him.
possibly weigh more than like 53 pounds.
It's about that much. Yeah.
And
It's about that much.
if he really needs more help, Devin can help out. 1 foot each or something.
Yeah, so easy enough for you guys to hoist Quen up so Quen can peer over the wall. Quen, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so you guys managed to pick a nice spot, like right over in this section here. You got a little bit of a gap in between those couple of buildings that are in there. And you can see that in the middle of this, little ways in, sort of in the middle of this courtyard looking section, that there is a large wooden pole that has been driven down into the ground with what seems to be a barely embering bonfire or pyre that is... The flames have long since died out and it's just sort of embering and starting to burn out completely. You can see that's where the smoke is coming up from. As you're looking around in that general area, you can see that there appear to be a number of dead bodies laying on the ground.
That's not inviting.
You don't see any people walking around.
Okay. I want to go. I probably can't tell how dead these things are from over here.
No, you'd actually have to either climb over the wall and go down, or basically you'd have to go over to them. From this distance, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh. Koala, push me over.
Quen, what do you see?
I see lots of like weird dead bodies, but I don't know how old they are. But they're like in the middle of the courtyard thing.
I push Quen the rest of the way over the wall.
Oh my...
Oh, good. Thank you.
I'm also gonna send a Volta to go peck at the dead bodies like a bird would do.
Okay. Quen, do me a favor, make a dexterity save.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
So as you land a little shakily on the other side, but on your feet, and are you... Well, actually, you're invisible, right?
Yeah, I'm invisible.
Okay, do me a favor, go ahead and make a stealth check for me. Okay.
Good thing I'm invisible.
So as you start making your way down, and Devonay, as you send a Volta in as well, you notice Quinn, as you start getting closer, these bodies are charred. They're look to be at least a couple of days old. As you're getting a little closer into that middle section, you see the what you thought was a pole driven down into the middle of this pyre is actually a glaive.
Mm.
And you can see that around the base and sitting on the wood and logs on the bottom part of the pyre, there are various different charred snake skulls, blackened inhuman vertebrae are lashed to the spear.
Mhm.
About 7 or 8 feet from you, where you're standing looking at this, on the wall, you can see a symbol has been crudely sort of pressed onto the stone in what looks to be either charcoal or ash. And it looks to be a snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circular image in its jaws.
Okay. The corpses, can I tell if they're humans or Yuan-Ti?
So as you're looking at them, let's say go ahead and make a call this a medicine check.
I know nothing
So-
about no medicine.
As you're looking at it, they're humanoid, but they're rather badly charred.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to really tell what they are, but you can tell that as you're looking around and starting to count them, there are 29 bodies strewn throughout this area.
Mhm.
And as you can sort of hear some snarling and yipping from around the corner. As you turn and crane your head, you see
Puppies?
a pack of 4 jackals
Close to puppies.
Gross.
Dumpster
ripping
puppies.
and fighting over another body,
Ew, bad
bringing
puppies.
the total to 30.
Ugh.
Not
Ugh,
nice stuff.
Yikes. Okay, that symbol on the wall, drawn of ash, of like the snake with the thing in its mouth.
Yep.
Do we know what
Did the Yuan-Ti mention any deities of theirs?
They haven't mentioned any to you, but go ahead and make a religion check.
They mentioned the snake, the night goddess. That's the only one, though.
Yeah,
The night snake? The
Uh,
night serpent?
you remember hearing just last night them speak of the nightmare speaker. You don't, but that's the person. You remember that's the person you're meeting with tonight.
Okay.
So you don't know what necessarily what the deity is,
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
but you know that they do have some form of religious structure. Maybe this is tied into it. Maybe it's not. It's hard to say.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, so there's lots of dead bodies around here. I'm creeped out. Maybe I want to see where my compatriots are at. If they're coming around the bend or not, or if I
Sure,
have to
I'll
go
pass
get
with our
them.
trees, and we'll come in
So
around the bend.
while Quen's been sort of poking around in there for the last few minutes, what would the rest of you have been doing after Tuala chucked your wizard over the wall?
Probably fighting with Tuala.
Well, once, oh, go ahead.
Why would you do that? He's just a little boy.
He specifically told me to do it. I don't understand what the problem is.
Do you have any kind of parental instinct in you?
No.
Okay. That explains a lot on this journey, actually. What about, like, not parental, but maybe, like, you like a... Do you have a dog you like, or like a cat?
No.
Okay. Explains a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on us. And, just so we're a little stealthier.
Devaney is going to send Avalta over once she heard that there was bodies on the ground to go and peck at them to see more about the bodies, how they died. So I'm going to sit on the ground and look through Avalta's eyes as Avalta flies over to the bodies.
Okay, so forgive me, these tokens are a little ginormous for the
Yeah, how about that?
jackals, aka wild dogs, but hey.
The
So-
guys are that they're called wild dogs. Like, I wouldn't mind killing jackals, but wild dogs makes me feel bad.
So, as you sit down and start looking through Avalta's eyes, as Avalta flies over again, you see a lot of what Quen did. The bodies are humanoid, burnt and charred. They're in rough shape. As Avalta lands on one, it looks like, for lack of a better term, if you've ever burnt like a chicken leg on the grill,
Yeah.
it's that sort of just blackened, charred husk.
Glad I can't smell it at the moment.
Yeah, as your Avalta's looking at and sort of pecking at it a little bit, you get the impression that you might be able to tell more if you were in front of it yourself, but Avalta really doesn't have the faculties to be able to sort of poke around and see what you're dealing with beyond, it's got 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to tell what kind of creature it was.
You can tell it's a humanoid,
All right.
but you'd need a little bit more of an in-depth investigation than what Avalta can do.
So,
All right.
what burned these things? Can Avalta see anyone else?
Avalta's getting the same thing that Quentin did. Now, can see that as Avalta flies up over, can see the dogs, fighting over the different bones and bits left on the body. Can see the burnt bodies, and that's it.
Right, so after I've seen as much as I can see, I'll pull out and hear those two arguing. Relay as much information as I can to those two. And I didn't see Quen, obviously. I don't know where he's at. Do you guys want to sneak in or wait for him to come out?
Let's sneak in and give him a hand, just in case. So I'm going to sneak.
If trouble was to be had, the whimsical one would either have returned by now or started making a great deal of ruckus. Let us go in.
Plus
All right.
10.
Okay, so Salon has cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your stealth checks for me.
Alright, I'm going straight over the wall.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Well, Salon, you better come with me.
Yeah. So I'll make my way towards the front-ish, like there. Oh dear. Y'all are not stealthy.
Two wall of dice. Two wall of dice.
See, now if Tuala had bought dice from Dice Bard, he wouldn't be having this problem right now.
You know what? I own Dice Bar dice, and I can't use them on Roll20.
Fair enough.
Well, then over the wall or around the side.
I was going around the side, so.
DM did not think that statement through before he tried it. Okay, so we have Devaney and Solana. It sounds like you're going around the side. And then Tuala's just going straight over the wall. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me, Tuala.
Okay, God.
Not that this is going to be overly difficult for you at all. Given the size
Being that
of
my
you.
standing jump is 6 feet by itself. Athletics check, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you easily clear this thing and land on the other
Just like
side.
vaults over.
So as you guys have all started to make your way in, at this point, Quen, as you're starting to come up towards this entranceway on the eastern side, you can see Devaney trying to quietly make her way towards the entrance.
Uh-oh.
You don't see Tuala or Solana, though.
I'm gonna just kind of peek over at Devonay. I'm still invisible.
Yep.
And I make some leaves rustle in
What was
front of
that?
her.
If I went straight over this wall and walked this way, do those dogs see me because I'm not invisible?
It's they seem to. I guess I'll phrase it. Acknowledge your presence,
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
but they're more interested in the food they've got over somebody walking by.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I ignore them.
So yeah, Devonay, you and Solana notice some. It's been a somewhat still day, and all of a sudden you see like some leaves and some bushes rustle near the entranceway.
Yeah, what was that?
I hope it was Quinn. but
How
I
do we
don't
know? Should we shoot it?
No! What if it is Quinn?
I
What
wish
if it's
I
not
had the telepathy helmet.
What if it's not Quinn?
Is there any rocks nearby me? On
Yeah,
the
it's easy
ground?
enough to look down and
Small
find a
people?
rock.
I would like to chuck one at the bush.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity attack.
Just roll dexterity.
Yep, it's D20 plus your dex mod. Bounces off the wall a couple of feet from you. Didn't go anywhere near the bush.
That was not very good, Devonay.
I
But Quinn, you definitely saw Devonay pick up a rock, and it looked like she was going to throw it in your direction. It just didn't go that way.
It's morning. I'm still, stretching out.
Okay.
Quinn giggles.
Okay. We
That
heard
definitely
that.
sounds
Okay.
like Quinn.
That was Quinn. I think that was the sound of
Where's
childlike
Twilight?
laughter. The sound of childlike laughter, definitely. Yeah.
Where's Twella?
At this point, I am standing in the open,
Oh, there's.
in the center of this area, behind the wall between Devonay and Plant Elf and the invisible Quen.
Oh,
So yeah, Twala, as you walked through, you saw again exactly what Quen did. A large number of bodies on the ground, all burnt, charred in different spots, and you saw that same symbol on the wall.
Do I recognize this symbol as
Go ahead and make a religion check.
something, perhaps?
Nope. It's got a snake on it. Must have something to do with snake people.
Snake people.
Makes sense to me.
I will mill about in the center of this area until the others come.
I will. Can I make a medicine check on the bodies?
Sure. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
I'm not proficient.
Hey. Oh, okay, so as you come in and take a few moments to sort of just start poking around, you realize that these are all humans.
Ooh.
Right.
Well, at least I'm assuming you're not going in to try to examine the one that the jackals are chewing on right
No.
now.
Ooh.
So, as you're looking through, you can find a couple of them have torn remnants of what used to be red robes on the
Oh, okay.
corpse. So 3 people that you can find like that. About, well, the remaining ones that you find are all just human, male, female, some Chalton natives, some people from elsewhere. Looks like they had a pretty decent group here. As you guys are starting to sort of poke around this middle area and start searching, and again, you're making a little bit more noise as you're looking around. You start hearing. Actually, go ahead and all 4 you make perception checks for me. Ooh, holy perception. Okay.
My helmet is blocking my ears. I can't hear. Well,
I'm still giggling.
Solana and Devaney, as you guys are starting to move back towards the middle as Solana's checking the different corpses and looking around, you start hearing a very broken, weak voice from the northwest. Help! Is there someone out there?
Could be a trap. Let's shoot it.
Is this not the... Making sure I got my directions correct. This is not the area with the dogs that I can see at the moment?
No, this is the dogs are closer towards the eastern side. This is coming from the far western corner,
Okay.
northwestern
Past
corner.
that blue dome thingy.
Yeah, it's coming from up in this general area.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to go slowly closer, see if I can see what's making
Why
the
don't I
noise.
stealth up? I'm stealthy.
We can go together.
You're not stealthy.
I'm going.
Okay, I'll go too. I'll shoot it
Are
if
you
it
guys
tries
trying
to
to
attack.
sneak up, or are you just walking up?
I'm gonna
I
sneak
would
up.
like to try to sneak up.
Okay, so go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Pass without a trace would still be on?
Yeah, it's like
10
10 minutes, I
yeah.
believe.
Much better.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
So, as you two sort of stop moving and just start going really slow, you notice what... Hello?
Quen goes up to it and like is concerned.
Quen, you didn't hear this from where you are.
Oh, okay.
And the two of them didn't seem to let anyone know. They just
Guess,
both stealth and vanished.
Oh yeah, we didn't let
With a 29 and a 32, they're just gone.
I'm like, where'd you go?
Alright.
I think you were right here.
I am gently footing corpses around to see if there's anything of interest.
Alright, so
And I'm still trying to head closer to whatever made the sound.
me too, I'm behind Devaney.
Yeah, so you guys get to that general area.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hearing anything at the moment, though.
Alright,
I
call
just see
out
a
to it.
building.
Do you wanna call out to it?
Is there a door on the building that I could maybe open?
So, as you're looking at the building and you're getting close, you can see on the western side of the building, it seems like that side of the building has completely collapsed.
Ooh. Okay.
There is no door, there's just rubble and stone on the ground.
I'll call out quietly. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Hello? Is it... I need aid.
Sounds like a trap.
Does it sound like it's coming from underneath rubble? Solana, I think it's this way. Look for some appendage poking out, I guess?
Okay, it's gonna shoot us, but that's fine. Alright, I'll start looking for a person under rubble.
I would like to assist.
I'm really weak though. I can
Okay.
probably lift a couple rocks at best.
I got you, Solana.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an investigation check then, Solana, with advantage as Devaney is helping you out here.
Investigation. Okay.
Hey, there you
I'll
go.
take it.
It takes you about all of 15, maybe 20 seconds. And you see a very weathered hand sticking out between a couple of slabs of stone.
Okay.
You can see the hand is barely moving, can barely get off the ground. Reaching out like it was reaching out for someone.
Okay. Definitely move a slab.
What kind of hand does this look like? Is it a human hand?
Yeah,
Is
so it looks to
a
be
hand?
it looks to be human.
Okay. Hag hand, any chance?
Older. No, it is not a purple taloned hand.
Okay, good. I would like to start lifting things off of whatever this person is.
Oh, okay.
I sidle up to Quinn and I go, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, where are? Do I see you? Yeah, I see you.
Why would you not see me? I'm very large and not trying
Oh
to
right,
hide.
I'm the invisible one.
That was like. And anyway,
So as you two are standing there, you both now start to hear the sounds coming from the northwest of rocks being shifted.
Hey, there we go.
And as you turn and look, you can see Devaney and Solana trying to shift rocks off. And they're digging for something.
I go and investigate invisibly.
I investigate very visibly.
So as you both come up, it's easy enough as you approach the two of them. You can see where they're digging, and you can see at this point that Devaney's managed to clear over the last minute or so up to about the shoulder of this arm.
Devaney, wait.
It-
What if it's a fake arm? And it's really evil guy holding it out. And it's gonna hit us.
Then I will kill it.
I think I've gotten more paranoid since we've got into Omu.
Yes, Lana.
Okay.
Hey, Tuala, you want to help out? There's a lot of rocks here.
Yes.
Lana's not much help.
Hey, I stealthed us
Ooh.
over
Not on the
here.
big ones. The little ones you're great, but the big ones you're, you know.
I thought Solana can talk to rocks, can't you?
Oh,
Solana gives it a roll. It's a little
athletics. Let's see if I'm better at athletics. Oh, no. Nuts.
as she watches Tuala walk over and just heave a massive rock.
I tried. Ah.
I give Solana a slight pat and I say, when there is sneaking and moving quietly to be done, you are the expert. When
And
things
healing.
must be picked up and put down.
Okay,
I shall
I'll
help.
go stand over there next to Invisible Quinn.
Hey, that's not true. I mean, Solana could have just, like, asked for the rocks to move, right?
I could have grown plants around the rocks and asked the plants to move the rocks, but yeah.
Oh,
But
Something
we
like-
don't want to crush whatever's under here.
Exactly.
true. True.
By
So she
my
goes-
third or fourth rock, I finally have the thought to ask Guardian, is there a reason that we are moving all of these rocks from this spot, Guardian?
There was a body here that asked for help.
What?
As you look down,
And
you can
I assume
see-
that arm is like at my feet this whole time, right?
It's there. You can see now, sort of dusty, rubble-covered brown tunic
Wow.
with an arm sticking out from it.
brown tunic, not red tunic.
How long has that been there?
Since before I got here.
Over the next 5 or 10 minutes, you guys managed to dig out a rather beaten elderly male. And let me see if I have an image of what he looks like here. Okay, come on, roll 20.
No. So slow. I'm dropping some frames.
It's might not be it might be the connection in general
Okay. Oh, there we go.
because let's see here. There we go. I've got you now. Okay, what you guys see, and I'm gonna. Wow, that was completely ridiculous. I spent all that time looking for a token that all I had to do was right click and go token lair.
Yes.
I'm a genius. Okay, so for all of us at home watching along,
Oh, Orvex.
this is what you are seeing. As he has a rather pronounced, very vertical nose, and whitish chin strap beard, no hair on the top, very thinning in the back, and again that brown tunic that is currently fairly covered with rubble.
But it's not red, so that's good.
No, it is not. And he, as you guys have managed to get him dug out, and he is still laying on the ground looking up.
I give him my water skin.
It greedily will grab it from you and start gulping a couple of mouthfuls down it. Thank you, strangers. What? Well, my compatriots, where is everyone?
Burnt up skeletons.
Could have said that better.
I thought it was very concise.
Concise, but not nice. Who are you, sir? And, why should we keep you alive?
Oh, and I'm the one who's not being nice.
As you watch as he starts to try to crawl a little ways back on the ground, he's not
I mean,
really
like,
getting much
who are you?
movement, though.
What's your story?
Kramus. Orvix Kramus.
Kramus?
Orvix Kramus.
Oh, it's his name.
Yeah. Orvex.
I thought he was like
He was hexing us.
praying to his deity.
Yeah. Orvex, nice to meet you. I'm Solana, this is Devonay, and Tuala, and Quinn's somewhere. But, so, why are you here?
I am a scribe and translator. The Red Wizards hired me to translate for them, and they paid extremely well, so...
Well, unfortunately, all the Red Wizards in the area right now are,
Burnt up skeletons.
deceased.
Well, we don't know if all of them are, but there is a great
lot
deal
of them,
bodies.
as you exit, you will see are in not good condition.
We're assuming that you were with them? What happened?
There have been run-ins with the Yanti in the area. They do not appreciate visitors to their home.
We've noticed.
So, you're scrub. I won't insight check him. Can I medicine check him to see if he's, like, dead? Is he on death's door? Is he okay?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Yeah. I'll heal him a little.
Just because of the way you worded that. If you had rolled a 1, he was going to be dead.
Oh no!
Just saying. You would have looked at him talking to you and say, "Yep, he's dead."
Okay.
With that roll, you can tell he is beaten, he is bludgeoned.
Oh, okay.
He's partially starved, dehydrated. Whatever happened, it looks like it was probably a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Which would explain why you guys saw the smoke the other day.
Oh.
If bodies had been burning for a while, that he's probably been trapped under this rubble for a couple of days. You can see just large, massive black bruises on the couple of spots on his arms and shoulders.
Okay, I'll cure wounds him at level 1.
You can tell he can definitely use a little bit of a TLC.
Okay.
Well, I have an idea.
Yeah?
Why don't we finish checking out this place, and I'll retreat back to our house that
Okay.
we've cleared. And on the way, check out that disc with all that writing on it, under that wagon.
That's like north of where our house is, right?
Yeah, it's
Just a
only a
little bit
little bit north.
What's this,
And actually, let me do
dome thing?
this.
What's what?
The dome thing.
Oh.
Do we know?
I just threw a mark up. It's number 11.
Okay.
It's a little north of where the star is for your hut. That is where the disc that you guys are talking about is.
I mean, we could either, I think Glenn
Okay.
has paper. We could take rubbing of it and then return to our house, or we can all venture there together.
Okay. Well, someone should stay with Orvex.
It seems
Or we can
unwise to leave
get
the rebel
Orvex.
scholar here.
No, we won't leave the scholar here.
We
We'll
should
take
take him.
Orvex at the house, and then we'll go up to the disc, and then we'll go back to the house.
Do you want to finish checking out this place, or just go back immediately?
I guess we should... Orvex, do you know anything about this place here?
No, it was, well, I know it was abandoned when we came in and sort of set us up as a base of operations for our stay here.
Oh, what were you doing here?
Well, we were in the area researching some ancient legends of this city. I can give you more information, but I really I need rest first. I am not feeling well.
Okay. That sounds fair. Can you just do one more favor and look at this symbol and tell us if it means anything to you?
So, he goes over, takes a look at it. Let's see here. Sort of squints a little bit, thinks it's looking. Not particularly.
Okay, I thought that your
It's
guys made it.
a serpent. It may have something to do with the Yanti.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, we came here without full knowledge of their presence here. We were dealing with the old residents of Omu.
Do we know who that is? Do we know who that is? Devaney? Do you know who the old residents of Omu are?
We can ask
Probably
later. We
the-
should get
Okay.
out of here.
Okay, we'll take him back.
If he can't walk, Devaney can carry him, I'm assuming.
That's
Um,
he's beaten. He can walk, but you can definitely tell he's a little slow. You can tell he is rather heavily exhausted.
Cure wounds.
Quinn drops his invisibility and says, "Hi, I'm Quinn. You, hi. Wow, you're old, but you're probably not as old as me. Anyways, I have a thing that you can sit on while we go," and I make a floating disc in front of him, and I pat it.
Very nice of you, Quinn.
Maybe not scare the new arrivals so much next time.
He was
you.
gonna get scared by me eventually.
Thank you, youngling. You the miss with the in the armor.
I'll lift him onto the disc if he needs to.
Thank you, my dear. Easy enough. He's old, frail, and looks like he's missed a few meals recently.
Aw.
As you guys all start to get your little train situated, you guys heading back up?
Yes.
As we-
Yeah, that's
As
probably
we
the best
walk
idea.
back up, I will ask the others, should someone attempt to make their way eastward a bit and gather some water before the day is up? Our stores are running low.
I can prepare a good berry tomorrow, or we can do that.
Well, if we're going to be camping in the house, maybe several jugs of water will be,
We got an alchemy jug.
DM question. Would it be possible to put jugs of water in a bag of holding without spilling them?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Do we have that second bag of holding? If somebody fills up all the rain catchers with water and then puts it in the bag of holding.
Oh, it'd be like a giant
Scoop
water
a bag of
spoon.
holding of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if we just have a whole bag of holding of water?
Damn it. We don't want to burst our bag by accident, though.
Well, we be careful.
Sure, I'll sneak over and get water later.
Okay. Now, how are you guys going back up? What's the path you're taking? You going?
We should stealth.
You said stealth, so I will
We
pass.
should go along the cliff face.
You
Yeah.
still have it, right? Active? 'Cause
Oh, it's only
an
10
hour,
minutes,
right?
so I
Yeah,
Oh.
so I would have to cast it again.
I'll
at
cast
this
it
point.
again.
I thought Pass Without Trace was an hour.
Oh, it is
Oh,
an
no,
hour.
it is an hour.
Ooh,
Yeah, I thought it
nice.
was only 10 minutes.
Thank you.
It's an hour.
Yeah, so
Alright.
yeah, go ahead and make your stealth checks.
23. Ooh, nice.
Wow, I just keep going up.
Okay. So as you guys start making your way around, heading back along there, what we'll do is banish you guys back to there.
Okay.
Just easily grab all of you. And
How easy is it to tame a wild dog? Just want to know.
you can certainly try.
No, I got a Tata. It's fine.
And as you guys sort of get yourselves all situated back at various points within your little headquarters, you don't think any of you were noticed?
Great.
I mean, you did have a old man on a glowing disc floating a few feet behind the rest of you, so
So we did.
not 100% sure how effective that
Well, we
was,
put
but
some like palm fronds on him, so he could
so you just have a floating bush.
Yeah, exactly.
Not noticeable at all.
No.
But you make your way back without too much issue. At this point, you were probably gone a couple of hours. It's going to be a little after lunchtime.
Should we go get the disc or go get water?
Oh, the disc is really, really big. Quinn, you still have a lot of paper, right? Maybe you could take a rubbing like you did that statue?
Oh yeah, I could do lots of that.
Perhaps Guardian and the Whimsical One can take the rubbing of the disc, while the plant elf and I collect water.
Sounds good.
Alright, I'll leave a Volta here.
Orvax, you
Orvac,
stay in place.
This is my bird of Volta. If trouble comes, he can let me know, and we can hurry back here as fast as possible.
Here, eat this porridge. I made it this morning.
You'll start eating it. Doesn't seem to be quite as happy with it as your party was this morning, but it's also been sitting for a little while.
Oh, okay.
But he is definitely eating it down, as it's probably his first meal in a few days.
Fair enough. Thank you for...
Okay.
Cheers, Sanity Stinks. We love you too.
Ooh. We love you too, Sanity. And we agree with your name wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Okay, with that being said, so the two groups that are going, is everyone stealthing?
Yes?
Yes, please.
Indeed.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, we keep getting worse.
okay.
Before I leave the building, as Plant Elf and I are setting out to get water, I turn back to the old man. I do this. And telepathically in his mind, I say, "No funny business." and then I walk out.
The rest of you just watch as Orvix's eyes go wide as he is staring at Tuala. And then sort of shrinks away a little bit and goes back to his point silently.
Twala.
You don't know what he did.
I very much
I
enjoyed his helmet.
Okay, so.
Oh, I never rolled my stealth. Hang on. Sorry.
No worries.
Hope it's better
Solana's
than mine.
out dancing in the hallway. La 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 la.
Is Solana's previous pass without a trace still active? Because if not, I can throw one up.
No, at this point...
Oh, I'll cast. I would have recast it then. Sorry.
Okay. Because I can also do mine.
Okay.
If needed. I don't know if it burns spell slots for you, but I can do it,
It does for
you
me.
know, just as a... Yeah, so why don't I'll do this one this way.
Okay.
Because mine will just come back on a rest.
Okay. So as you guys proceed over, takes you about first ones to arrive are actually going to be Devaney and Quen. As you get back over to that familiar overturned cart with the rather large circular stone underneath
Hold on.
it.
Thank you, Demon Bardock, for streaming us.
Hey, thank you very much.
Sorry.
Love it when y'all host us. We love you.
Yeah.
So is Quen and Devaney have made their way over to the overturned cart and the rather massive circular stone.
Okay.
Takes you guys a couple of moments. Are you just pulling it out so Quen can make rubbings of it?
That was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as Quen, you start pulling out paper and your charcoal and chalk and just start making your rubbings. It'll take you, given the size of it, probably a good 4 or 5 minutes.
Devaney
to
will
get
be
everything
watching his back, looking out for danger.
out. Okay, Devaney, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Wow, roll 20 did not alert me to that one. It just didn't. It just appeared all of a sudden. Okay. So as you're going through, as Quen's taking the thing, you've got your eyes on a constant swivel. And with that, we will jump over to Tuala and Solana, who are now, for the first time in this southern section of the map, starting to cross over this raised road. Do me a favor, as you guys are both starting to sort of crest over this, make a perception check for me, both of you.
Look both ways before crossing the street.
Yep.
Bap. No one ever
Okay.
taught that to Tuala.
So,
Apparently.
Tuala, as you're starting to come across and you look up to the north, in the distance, you get a little distracted and sort of focus up there as you see what appears to be 2 or 3 kobolds quickly skittering across the stone walkway further up in the north.
These kobolds are up to some nonsense, and I don't like it.
Solana, as you get your head on a swivel, you actually don't notice the kobolds up north. What you notice is just to the south of you looks to be another walled-in small building, very similar to the one you ran into the other day,
Oh.
that had an amphibious frog in
It's
it.
a shrine.
Hey, Twala, there's a shrine over there. We should go visit it.
Shrine. Oh, indeed. Yes, we should.
But not the 2 of us. The 4 of us.
Very well.
Because I'm
As
afraid
you
we
wish.
might die if there's only 2 of us.
Fine. We will know its location, and we can return here later.
Okay, we should just go get the water. Unless you want to telepathically tell the others that we found a shrine.
I do not think I can. I have not fully understood the workings of this. Clang, 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 knocks on it.
Okay.
But I believe that I must be able to lay my eyes upon the one with whom I wish to.
Oh.
Communicate.
Right. Okay. So we'll note that
For
there's
now,
a
water.
shrine there.
Yes.
And go continue to the water. Doo. How far
Okay.
down is the water?
So it takes you a good probably 5 or 7 minutes to get there. It's a decent little bit of a walk,
Okay.
but as you know there, it looks to be no more than about a 6 or 7 foot drop down to the actual surface of the water below.
Okay. Tuala, do you want to drop that down there and hoist me up some water? And I'll put it in the bag of water of holding of water.
Indeed. I will lower myself carefully. Before I do that... Sorry,
Don't
did
get
you say
throat
how deep
leeches.
it was?
No, it's hard to say how deep it is.
Oh.
You can see that there are like the roofs of buildings sticking up from it.
Oh, that's pretty.
Ooh, deep. Okay. Then I would like to dig into my pack and take out my my rope, and I want to tie one end of my rope around
The ring catcher.
something nearby, up top.
Okay.
And leave myself enough that I can kind of like pseudo rappel to the level of the water, scoop up, and then climb back out when I'm done.
Okay, easy enough to do. So is tie your rope off, climb down, start scooping out water. What is your guys' plan for the water collection? What exactly are you looking to do?
Put it in the ring catchers and then put it in the bag of holding.
Oh, okay. So easy enough. Takes you guys probably 2-3 minutes tops.
Okay.
As you just basically dunking the rain catcher and pulling it up.
Yep.
Plant Elf, we will need to boil all of this before consuming it.
Of course. Don't want throat leeches. It's fine.
After you get the 4, easy enough for you to, climb back out using your rope. And then at about the same time as you guys get back from your water errand, Devaney and Quen, you guys would have finished up with your rubbing of the stone. Anything else you'd be doing before you headed back?
Reburying the wheel as we found it, or at least as we found it this last time.
Yeah, so easy enough to put it back under the cart.
That's about
Then-
it. Just head back.
So as you guys head on your way back, as you guys come back into the building, you can see Orvix has moved and is now a little closer to the pot that had the porridge in it. And you're unsure if it's his second or third bowl,
Oh, okay.
but you can see he is just sitting there and is still just mowing away at the food.
Good. Glad you're okay. And I'm gonna boil up some water so we don't get throat leeches. And then I'm gonna say, "Hey guys, we found a shrine."
A shrine? What did it look
Similar
like?
to that in which we obtained the first of our
Hi, Olive.
glance to the old man.
Hmm.
Similar to the one we visited already.
Well, we'll have to wait till after our meeting tonight, I think, before we go.
I hope this next shrine is nicer to me than the last one.
That's it. As you guys are mentioning the shrines, Orvix looks over at the group of you. Oh, well, do you know which of the 9 it is a shrine to?
Oh. No.
What do you know of the shrines, Rebel Scholar?
He means that gently.
The shrines strewn throughout the city are to the old gods here. What they came to call the trickster gods.
Wait, you said 9 of them?
Yes.
I thought there was only 8.
How do you spell
There's only 8.
trickster?
So wait a minute. Just
Okay.
if I'm, because we definitely have come across this before, where there was 8 things in the door and there was 9 of something else. Was it 9 of the statues?
There was 9 things in the door and 8 statues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we read a letter talking about the 9 gods.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nestor is
He's a scribe. Maybe you can translate this. There's etching.
Yes, this is just at the same point. You really don't need me to translate it. The
Oh.
translation is here underneath in common.
Oh. Well, that makes things interesting.
Rosetta's down.
Easier.
Called it.
Well, maybe there is something there that you have not learned yet.
In case you're bored, you know,
Uh,
one day.
I will gladly look at it with you if you'd like. But perhaps at some point, if you care to know, I can tell you of the legend of the 9 and how they came to be.
Legend of the Nine.
What time of day is it?
Yeah, do we have enough time for this, old man?
Perhaps another time. We must prepare
It's-
for tonight.
At this point, you're dealing with it's probably, given you guys just went off and took care of the little things, probably about 2-3 o'clock. You probably got a few hours before your expected guests arrive.
Well, Tuala, how would you like to prepare?
I have several ideas. But we are equals here. Do any of you have thoughts on how you wish to engage with the Yuan-Ti this evening?
Very cautiously.
Yes.
Cautiously, but I think everybody should be viewable. As we are
Yes.
trying to be friendly and hopefully not expecting an attack.
But what do we want from them? Do we just want them to leave us alone, or...
At this point, we know that this Fenthasar is no friend of Rosnasai, as he has proven himself uncooperative towards our goal. Perhaps this group of Yuan-Ti will be more willing to work with us.
How do you think that they're gonna work with us, though? Like, are they gonna, like, not kill us? And that's gonna be them working with us?
Maybe
Among
they
other
could assist
things.
us getting around the city.
Well, what do we have to
Another
offer
point.
them?
Is
Assistance against Rosnasai's forces, of course.
right. Do they want us? They probably want us to go and kill him. Are we going to agree to that?
More killing.
It stands to reason that they would desire we, at the very least, disrupt Rosnasai's forces. It would be unwise to overplay our hand. We should offer nothing to them that they do not demand. I believe our smartest bargaining chip is to see if we can pry from them the locations of these other 9, 8 now, 7 now, I suppose, temples throughout the city, to save us the effort of having to walk block by block and try to find them all.
So you
In
want to
return,
map?
we shall do as little for them as possible.
Are we going to tell them we are searching for the temples to get in
Ooh,
that
maybe
door?
we shouldn't.
That will have to be sussed out, I suppose.
Maybe we should just ask for a map of the city and ask them where we should visit.
Like
really
a tourist.
Yeah.
Not really a tourist location.
Exactly. Like, okay, so we're new here. Is there anywhere we have to see? Like, dying to see. Not dying. No. I died in a shrine. No. Any place we should see. Really.
I can speak only for myself, but Rosnasai has crossed us more than once now. After we extended the offer of a truce to work towards a common goal, he responded by attempting to kill us.
This is true.
By my customs, he has no honor and has lost the privilege of our mercy.
Oh.
If they desire him dead, I have no qualms.
Great idea, Tuala. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Indeed, whimsical one.
Very wise, Quinn. Very wise.
Oh,
Which
I'm full of them.
Which takes more precedent, the killing of Rosnasai or getting the cubes?
Getting
It
the
was made
cubes.
clear to me before the negotiations fell apart that at the very least Rosnasai has a vested interest in seeing the death curse put to a stop. Perhaps a similar agreement to the one we wish to make with the first Snake Lord can be reached with this new one. Their assistance in the city in return for our assistance against Rosnasai, all towards the greater and more pressing goal of getting into that temple and putting a stop to whatever is killing everyone in the land.
So, main bargaining chip, the end of the death curse. Sounds reasonable.
Definitely.
Indeed.
Okay. And break.
We...
No break.
No break.
Okay.
During our meeting, I believe it wise that one of us, and only one, speaks during the negotiations.
Not me.
My recommendation is Guardian.
That's a good recommendation. I second that recommendation.
I speak their tongue. I can keep this information to myself. And perhaps it will become useful if I overhear them discussing anything amongst themselves during the negotiations. I also think it wise that we stage this meeting, if possible, outside of this complex of buildings.
I think we should hide Orvex. Because he's already
Yes.
weak and sad.
Rebel Scholar should stay well out of sight.
Okay.
we
Orvex,
can
why don't
leave
we
him-
go in the back room with you and you can lie down on one of our beds, mats, and you can rest.
You need all the
Wait.
porridge you want.
I think I should probably stop at this point, but the rest would be appreciated.
Okay, good. You can take the
I have
porridge
a
bowl
few
with you.
ideas.
Go ahead. Go.
I have a few ideas for some traps that we may be able to lay if we stage the meeting outside of this complex and things turn hostile as they did before. We can retreat in, avoiding the traps which we will know the location of, and perhaps slow and disorganize our enemies as they attempt to follow us.
I can
Giving us
just
the
make
advantage
plants
of
grow
concentration.
after us.
Out of character question. How did the previous assassins get in the building? Did they jump through windows or did they come through the main door?
You know how... Oh, you were outside, so you're not 100% sure.
Okay.
There
I
aren't
got
any
stabbed in my
wide
freaking
open...
sleep, so I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You know that there aren't any wide open windows that were in the room where your cohorts were sleeping.
I did roll a terrible perception check, so
Yeah.
I could have not noticed them sneak by.
Okay.
Okay, then maybe check if there's any large windows. Or back doors. We don't want them sneaking in the back.
You didn't check out this building before you chose it?
We did. There's nobody here currently, but we don't want them.
Like, I mean,
sneaking
for another
around behind
door?
us.
A series of alarms and things that will make noise when jangled together, strung on a string or line, would be effective.
Ball bearings?
As well
Do any of
as
us have
simple.
ball bearings? No?
Alas, if only I had my bard from 2 campaigns ago.
Yeah.
I had been
Maybe
banging
melt
1,000 ball
again.
bearings for like 6 months. Alright, I also have,
Ooh, I've got a bone thing. No, that's on my other character. Never mind. I stole that from the
bone
Raven
thing?
Queen. Nature scroll. I don't need that.
I have an idea for a, like, spring-loaded, like a trip-loaded, in character, essentially like a modified version of, like, what would be a hunting trap, which would basically be, like, a tripped thing that we could set in, like, doorways of this building so that there's, like, a tripwire that, you know, we would know is there and could jump over. But if a pursuer hit it, would, like, snag the thing and, like,
I mean, sort of like a snare?
a tension, yeah, like a tensioned snare with like sharpened stakes would like swing out and smack into
Okay.
anybody trying to chase us.
We do have 3 giant morning stars in our bag of holding,
Oh!
That we do.
so we could use
Look at
those
the
as part
value
of
of holding
things to
everyone.
snap.
I'd like to try and craft a couple of those to like set up at some strategic locations throughout this area. I don't know if there's like a map of this specific thing, but
Not specifically for this area, but it's easy enough. There's the main entrance point, and where you guys have typically been hanging out, we'll say on the left-hand side. So there's like the main entrance archway into the, we'll call it the front porch. And then there's the front door just to the left that leads into where you guys have sort of been clustered off to the side. And yes, Twitch viewers, enjoy that lovely image that Solana has gifted us with on their Fabio of Holding.
The Fabio of holding. It's lovely.
It's blonde.
Very.
oh, the Fabio. Alright, so that's Tuala's idea, is to set a bunch of like alarm thingies and spring-loaded stabby McStabberton traps
Okay.
inside this building.
I have
In case
these
a
negotiations go bad.
woodcarver's kit, a poisoner's kit, and a leatherworker's kit, and an herbalism kit. Can they help? I've got like all the kits. Except for the Thieves' Tools kit.
Keeper of the kit. The
Yeah.
only kit I have is the climber's kit, and I
I've
don't
got
really
my-
want to take that one apart yet.
Well, I've got my barbarian hunter's kit, and I assume some sort of survival check would be in order to fashion
Yeah.
some of these things with the few hours we have.
I can help with the survival too.
Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and roll your survival check.
Okay.
And as Solana says she's going to help out, you can go ahead and make that with advantage.
Yeah, good job.
And it's a good thing you've got some help. And while we wait to see what happens here, this is going to be about as good time as we get to take our break for this evening.
Hey.
So thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you again, Demon Bardock, for hosting us and hanging out with us. Digitio, Sanity, Official Taco Parade, everybody who's been here so far this evening. Sanity stinks. I know I'm missing a couple of you. We will be back probably about 3 to 7 minutes as we top off our drinks, facilities, whatever we may need to do. We'll be back and let's see how our party goes with their meeting with Fenthasa, and they're potentially, depending on how the meeting goes, they may be in another shrine sometime soon. So We will see you guys in just a few. Ms. Producer, if you do the honors. Uh, welcome back, everyone, as the DM tries to break the party and fails.
So close, so close.
So close, not quite close enough, though. So don't forget, if you haven't done it already yet, make sure to check out DiceBard at dicebard.com. They are still running that mystery dice bag through today. So you can see I just threw the link in there. It'll bring you right to their website and their mystery bag. 3 sets of dice, at least 1 premium set, and a 1 in 4 shot that you will get a set of metal dice from them.
I really hope I get the cotton candy sparkly dice. I'm not.
Their like tagline for the thing is that it's like the bag of mystery dice, probably, or something like that. And I definitely bought one, but like even now, it's like several days after the fact, and I'm like, is there a chance they're gonna send me a thing that doesn't have dice in it? And
Well, you know,
Probably
it's
has dice.
if it's DiceBard, it's going to be entertaining at the very least.
That's true.
But
the bag
take a
of
poke
the
and
bag of
don't
dice,
forget-
probably, and then they just send me like a crate of oranges. Like, ah, well, I guess they were covered.
Probably are the dice. Probably.
Well, I can safely say it's probably not oranges because they're in. I believe it's Vancouver's where they're based out of. I think.
Yeah.
So
They don't have
it's-
oranges in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's Canada. They don't have anything other than geese and
Moose.
ginger ale.
Maple syrup.
Ooh,
Maple
the moose.
It's all poutine up there, you guys.
There you go, a crate of poutine.
I've
Poutine
never
and
had poutine.
maple
It's
Tim
gonna be
Hortons
soggy
donuts.
by the time you get to it. But
Is poutine good?
yes,
I enjoy it.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, even if it was like disgusting by the time it got to me, I don't even think I'd be mad if Dice Bars just like mailed me a box full of poutine.
Yeah.
Probably mashed potatoes.
They were like, we
with
said it was
gravy
Dice,
and
probably.
cheese."
We didn't tell you it wasn't going to be a rotten box of poutine.
Okay, DiceBard, if you're watching this, make this happen for somebody.
Challenge.
And don't forget to use the promo code PROBO, PROBO, for your free expedited shipping anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be on the planet. I won't say anywhere.
Can't be on Mars.
Other planets and, other realms, you're in the plane of fire, the elemental plane of water, maybe a little difficult to get there, but prime material plane on Earth, you're covered. Okay. So as we jump back in, as our party is setting up these different booby traps and things that Tuala has come in mind with, and it seems to do a pretty good job of getting them set up, Tuala. You're pretty sure out of the couple of different ones you have with basically just this giant morning star, if the line gets tripped, just this massive steel ball swinging down through the entranceway. The couple of you working together seem to get a pretty good thing going, so...
We need to spend some time practicing going from the outside to the inside, remembering where the tripwires for these traps are so that we do not kill ourselves with them
How many traps did you
in
make?
battle.
Total of 3 traps. With that roll, get all 3 of the giant maces successfully hooked up.
Ooh. Okay.
Did I also get any, like, I also wanted to spend some time, like, any, or as many as I have time for, doorways, window openings, breaks in walls, anything that seems large enough for somebody to, like, sneak up and, like, get in here on us. Start stringing those with, like...
So let's
Little
do this. Go ahead and
janglies.
make it. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
You okay?
I'll say make this with advantages. You guys are all sort of working together to do this.
Ooh.
Well, thank God for the advantage, or I might have rolled poorly.
As the group of you are going through, you don't, other than the main entranceway in, so the door that leads into the living area you guys have been sort of camping out in. You don't see any other windows or anything else large enough for a humanoid to get through.
Oh dear.
There's like 100 windows in this, and we just didn't find them.
Yeah. There's like a stained glass church next door to us, and we just don't
I
know.
got them all. I'm positive of
Yeah.
it. What about that 30-foot hole in the wall over there? I did not notice that.
Oh dear.
So you guys probably still have about an hour or two before the sun heads down.
I would like to go ask, what's his name, Orvik, a couple of questions.
Oh,
Not about
okay.
the 9 shrines. We don't want to hear that story. Bye, Devonay. Give him this waka nut in case he gets lonely.
Volta's gonna be in here, Solana.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go find where he is, and hopefully he's not sleeping.
Oh, he just seems to be reclining on somebody's bedroll.
And I'm going to ask him, what is in the Tomb of the 9 Gods? Because that seems where we are pointed to go, through various people and extraplanar entities.
Well, my dear, the name basically says it all. It is the tomb where the 9 gods were laid to rest.
Oh, that can't be good.
Outside, there are 8 statues, not 9. Is there a reason for that?
You have been to the entrance of the tomb.
Well, we're pretty sure that's what Tuala's thingamajig said.
What thingamajig?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
That's,
And also the welcome letter outside the front of it.
Oh, yeah.
we had not yet found the tomb's location.
Well, it's
Well,
to,
you're welcome, I
to
guess.
the north.
Well, I would be most interested in seeing this location.
Why were you interested in it?
I have been fascinated by Omu for years. The fact that someone like the Red Wizards, perhaps renown is not the proper word for it, but with their skills, it seemed to be a safer way to visit Omu.
Power in numbers.
And that, and well, as you can see, I am rather frail, and coming in with 30 individuals, of which 20 of them were armed mercenaries. We assumed we would be safe, but
Now they real dead. I don't say because I'm not there.
one more thing. Have you ever heard of somebody called a Sararak? There was a plaque outside the entrance that had this name on it. We don't know who he is.
no, that is not a name of one of the 9 gods. And the god that they came to replace was Ubtao. The name is meaningless to me.
Oh, well, I guess.
But if there is a plaque in front of the entrance, it... Perhaps he is one of these snake people, the Yonti.
Well, it was on a big black obelisk, and it was more of a warning than a welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps at some point I will be able to see it for myself if... depending on how our journey goes and what your friends decide.
Indeed, but our plan is eventually to end up back in front of that door. Anyway, thank you very much for your help.
If I can aid you in the city, I would be happy to do so if you would see fit to permit me to join you if you enter.
Well, I don't have any problems, but just be warned that the last couple of guides or help that we took on didn't last very long. But we are happy to help you. In fact, the last temple that we went to had writing on the doors that we could not read. Perhaps you could.
Well, if it is in the older Moon language, yes, I am able to translate it to common for you.
That would be very helpful. I'm going to assume that there's more of that stuff around here.
Well, it's going to be at the minimum at anything involving the shrines will probably have some manner of statement on it.
Well, that's where we're planning to go. Yeah, you're definitely welcome to come along with us.
Then it appears we have ourselves an accord, my dear.
Indeed. Now you stay put. I'm gonna go practice jumping over traps in the other room.
Yes. I do not think I shall be joining you in that endeavor.
I'm going to leave my bird here again. If anything comes up, just, pat him on the head or shoo him away. He'll come find me.
I will do so.
I've been standing outside the door this entire time, and I go, "Here, take this waka nut. It'll light up in case you get scared." And I give it to him, and then I run out.
She looks down at the nut a little bit and starts glowing a little bit, and he just sort of sets it down next to him.
So I'm going to go out and rejoin everybody else and what they're doing.
Oh, okay. And is everyone sort of going through Tuala's practice runs of the traps?
Yep, we're high stepping and jumping and ducking.
I wish I had a whistle like a high school gym coach.
Yeah.
Well, you guys spend a little bit of time practicing, and you're pretty sure that you shouldn't have any real problem jumping over these. So basically, as we're if it ends up going that road, as you guys are running through, any checks you guys make for these will be at advantage.
Wait, we have to make checks for our own traps?
Potentially, depends on what your situation is as you're running past them.
Ooh, let's hope this goes
You know? You don't know what could happen.
Oh, no.
It could be a darkness spell. You might right into a wall.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So anything else you guys would be doing before this evening?
Checking out my spell list.
Just as the sun is starting to go down and we're preparing to go and move outside and wait for our guests, Tuala, who has been spending presumably the time up to this preparing traps and making sure everybody is not going to get themselves impaled, has not had time to be anywhere near the old man. But just before we go outside, he would come in and kind of look at him for a few moments and say, "Rubble Scholar."
Oh, yes, it's you again. How can I help?
We intend to attempt a parley with some of these snake people. Perhaps, based on our encounter the other night, The very ones responsible for the deaths of your previous companions in these jungles. I anticipate... I hope that nothing will go wrong. But I anticipate problems. If things go poorly, and for whatever reason we are unable to hold them off, it is dishonorable to die unarmed and defenseless.
And I will hold out, and basically drop into his lap one of my hand axes.
Thank you, but I have faith that it will not come to this. You will be successful in your endeavors.
We can only hope. But if we are not,
If you are
At least.
betrayed, then you have made it through the city and you are alive.
well, then I shall see you again when this is all over, Rebel Scholar. At least, if it comes to it, you have the opportunity to die a warrior's death.
I just give him a nod. Back out of the room.
Last thing you see is him just sort of looking at the axe. So is the party prepared? Anything else people would be doing?
You know, I've been playing this game for a year, and I don't know how many spells to prepare a day.
Totally.
Player's
Oh.
handbook, basic information.
Hashtag know your
Teach
player and know your
I
character.
just pick like
Hashtag teach the druid how to druid.
I just pick like a few, and I'm like, that sounds good enough. Like a couple
Alexa,
of
how do I
each.
druid?
Okay, so you choose a number of druid spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your druid level.
That helps. The wisdom modifier is 4 plus my druid. Okay, 11. Cool. We're good, guys. We're good.
Right, now
But for the first time of the year, the druid goes, bing!
Yeah.
I understand.
9, 10, 11. Okay, I got it.
Oh,
Got it, guys.
I'm going to pay for that someday. So as you guys start heading outside, as the sun is creeping down in the west, and as the shadows start to lengthen, the group of you standing outside start to see moving somewhat stealthily, not enough to appear invisible or to be completely hidden, but trying not to draw attention to themselves. And you see a group of 3 individuals approaching. Taking the lead is a young... Well, what you first take to be as she is approaching from the far side of the raised walkway to be a very attractive young woman.
Me.
Hair pulled back, large gold earrings dangling down. But as she starts to get closer, you realize that her movements are unnatural. And as
Oh,
you
that's-
watch as she hits the
Zombie.
stairs, and she proceeds to slither
Oh.
Oh,
the stairs.
snake lady.
Like
Cool.
a mermaid.
the
but
lower
worse.
half of
worse.
her body
Gross.
is a massive snake.
Oh.
Cool.
Is she bigger than us? Like the tokens? Or is she the same size?
Let me check and see. I believe she is medium. It's just
I know
these are
it's
the
hard to
sizes.
resize. Yeah, I just want to make sure though.
Yeah. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure she is a medium humanoid, but
Okay.
well, what passes for humanoid? Yeah, she's medium.
Okay.
She is. Granted, she's a little taller than a couple of you, given the body type, but she's mechanically speaking a medium creature,
Okay.
same as the other two.
Okay.
The two coming up behind her, the one on her right-hand side, you see, is a massive, well-built humanoid, humanoid male, with very tan skin, various different tattoos over the body. But the head is the head of a massive snake.
Gross.
The one over her left shoulder is very similar in appearance to the other, with a large humanoid body. As you're looking at it, though, what really catches your eye on this one isn't the actual head so much as while it does have some of the similar serpentine features you've seen from the other Yanti that you met out in the jungle, this individual does not have arms.
What?
Where their arms would typically be are two large constrictor snakes.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
These things.
Chris.
Oh, they're like the mangled thing that we found. Like they're like zombie, maybe. I don't know. They're gross. They give you the shivers.
Yeah, so you see that coming up behind her and staying a little ways back, but you have one with the humanoid body and snake head, and the other that is literally a massive human, but just instead of arms,
Snake.
has snakes. They look to be about the same length as their arms would be, but at the end of each snake, instead of hands, is literally the head and mouth and flicking tongue of a snake.
Divinay is having flashbacks to Gizzard trying to eat his snake hands.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what did you
DM,
say, Twala?
I said, how did he put his pants on?
That is also true. DM, can I just say that we had a short rest so I could natural recovery to my spells?
Yes, you would definitely have had enough
Okay,
time
just
for
wanted
a
to make
short
sure.
throw.
Okay. So, yeah, Devaney's gonna talk to him.
Is Quen outside or is he staying in the building?
Oh, Quen is outside with everybody.
Because if he wasn't,
Okay, so-
Divinay would go in and call him outside.
So what is sort of your marching order? How are you guys sort of arranged outside here? Is you can see her taking point and what is fairly safe to assume is her guards behind her.
Okay.
Flying V.
Mm-hmm.
Flying V.
Oh.
Mighty Ducks.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks is you guys.
I'm behind Devaney. I'm gonna pretend to be like her squire or something.
Alright, then I guess I'm on point.
I will stand slightly one step behind and is Devaney is Guardian left or right handed?
She is right-handed.
And I will stand to Devaney's left side.
I'll stand wherever
one
you guys
step
tell me
behind
to.
her, and look
Just behind Twella, I guess. Or
scary.
Quen.
Okay.
So,
we
how are we
have-
facing them? I'm really... Okay, you're moving us. Okay, good.
Yeah, so basically it sounds like where Quen was staying there. Yes, I'll have you two put Quen on the right side. So where would
I guess I'll be
Where would
right
Salon
behind, like, there. So it's like
okay.
a diamond.
the Flying V versus the Diamond?
Yeah, we don't... It's... We need a V.
Okay, so as this individual sort of slithers up and stops about 20 or 30 feet away from you, Devaney. And just gives a curious look at the group of you and And so I understand you wanted to meet.
Divinity
Here
will
I am.
step forward one step and hold out her hand in a handshake motion. Yes, we did. I presume it's Vendasa?
She looks at your hand almost as if she's unfamiliar, and will reach out and sort of clasp the tip of your fingers a little bit for a moment. Yes, I am Fenthasa, the nightmare speaker.
We were hoping to, well, talk with you. Last night we were, I believe, attacked by some of your people who mistook us, and we did not realize it. We are sorry for their loss.
Yes, we had a group attempting to infiltrate some of the red wizards that have invaded our home. From what the returning member advised us of, you seem to be slightly more competent than the red wizards typically are, and given your garb.
Well, it's easier to avoid blows with armor. We were also told that you were no friend of Raz Nasai.
Well, let us say we are at odds at times, but should he be removed from power, that would certainly open doors for me.
Indeed. Are there only the two of you in the city? Besides the Red Wizards, I mean.
Not at all. There are the kobolds that wander around. There is the king, although he tends to stay more to the northwest and avoid us.
King.
And then we have our own followers, number in a few hundred or so here and there. And then there are the prisoners' pits that we keep the servants in.
You don't say.
My elbow. Talala.
We found a door sort of northwest. Is the king behind there?
No, the king typically resides in a large emptied-out amphitheater.
The king is
the
Godzilla.
The T-Rex. We've seen it from a distance.
Yes, the T-Rex, of course. Yes, king.
Do I insight? No. Okay.
It's up to you if you want to.
Was
You
she?
don't have to say anything to insight check somebody.
Okay, I'm gonna insight check her.
Use your ears.
Nope.
Let's see here.
Tuala is staring very intently at this woman through the lenses of the helmet that he wears.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, Solana, you get a little bit of a hint where she was so quick to say, oh yes, the T-Rex. Might not be the whole story.
Okay.
So,
I'm just gonna spy
ignoring
on
what's
that.
going on behind her. So, no doubt you're wondering why we are in this city at all.
It's just not often we get people who, one, know where to find us, but two, make it past the guards to the south or the gargoyles we have all around the cliffside. Did you come down the waterfall?
Yes.
Well, how we got down is another story in itself.
Please, let us at least be forthcoming. The one behind you seems incapable of lying.
Oh god.
She does have an active voice.
There is nothing wrong with that. That just means I must beef up security at the waterfall.
Hmm. I mean, no. I mean, you do you, ma'am.
Well, we are here because we were told that
He says, looking at Solana.
the answer to something called a death curse might be here. Have you experienced this?
She gets a thoughtful look on her face. I personally have not, but let us say our mutual friend may or may not be suffering such problems.
Balls.
We have heard that much ourselves. But we did not come here to aid him. In fact, he's, at this moment, tried to kill us if he saw us.
So you come to deal with the death curse, but yet he seeks to kill you. Or one would think he would ally with you. What is...
Well, some slightly misinformation got his way, and we've tried to bargain him out of it, but it didn't work, unfortunately.
He can be a bit stuck in his way. But you asked to speak with me. What is it you seek? There must be a reason for this.
It does have to do with the door up north. We are trying to get through it. We have come to believe through various sources that that is the way to end the death curse, or the beginning of the end for it. We were hoping that you would be able to help us in that matter.
What sort of aid are you seeking?
We have found various different temples around the city, and instead of walking around and killing everybody that we see because we're not sure if they're trying to kill us, we were hoping that you would maybe provide us with an escort.
Providing an escort to one such as yourself, with him still in power at the moment, would be very dangerous for me. I could perhaps advise you where to find certain locations,
So that would be
which
very helpful.
could aid you in moving quickly, but there is one problem with that. If you are looking for those locations, it means you are looking for the cubes.
That is how we found the way to open the door.
And one of them resides in Raz Nasai's possession.
Well, that is unfortunate for him, I guess.
As I can advise you the locations of the shrines, I do not know which one he has claimed for himself.
Would you be able to tell us more about where Rosnasai has his stuff?
Oh, but what assurance can you offer me that you are not planning to go to him and attempt to sell me out?
Well, he's going to kill us. That's the reason why we've decided to meet with you, as you seem one of the more friendly people in the city.
That gets a chuckle out of her.
At this point, behind Guardian, I would like to pull aside one of the skins that makes up the harnessing and stitch together pieces of light clothing, if not armor, that covers Tuala's chest and show the nearly healed wound sustained in the battle with Rosnasai's forces where Tuala was nearly killed. Say nothing, but display it clearly.
The last time we met with a party sent by Rosnasai, they ambushed us and tried to kill us, and several, well, myself and another of my party nearly perished. We have no love for him.
You notice she seems to be looking a little more over at Tuala behind you, and Tuala, you hear in the background the one with the snake head looks at the other one. You hear, if his forces could do that, that one must not be too much trouble if they decide to attack. And the the snake arms you hear is like, and real quick, her head whips around and looks at the two of them, and immediately the sound stops. She looks back over at the group of you. Well, if you have no love for him, perhaps this could be a beneficial arrangement.
In Elvish, I say to Devaney, what if she grants us safe passage from her own troops as well?
I reply back in Elvish, I already asked for that.
Oh. In Elvish. Oh.
And I'll just talk towards the lady Fanthassa. Sorry, my companion here missed a part of the conversation.
Yes.
That's okay. It seems to be in... You watch as she glances over her shoulder. We all have children to watch for. So, I will provide you with information on the shrines. And once you have obtained the rest of the cubes, if you look way over there in the distance behind me, you will see a large circular walled complex. And as she turns and points, and it's very difficult for you guys to see as the sun is almost completely set at this point in the evening. But she's pointing literally due east from where you guys are. Over in the palace, there is a location known as the Fane of the Night Serpent. That is where Raz Nasai sits upon his throne with his forces around him. There are numerous options for you depending on how your journeys through the city go. And one that I can offer to you as a potential aid, should you see fit to trust me enough. I am in charge of the prisoners' pits. You could be brought in and gain safe entrance to the Fane under the guise of being prisoners. And then, should you see fit to, stage a prisoners' revolt, as you and the other prisoners strike out, a small band of my forces could see fit to aid you in your journey to Raz Nasai, and your seeking to end him.
It is very tempting, and it
That sounds
in
convoluted.
fact, would not be the first time we've broken out, although the other time we did not mean to end up in jail.
We were in jail.
How do we contact you or send a message to you if we decide on this path?
Let us see here. What will be the easiest way? She turns her head over and gives a quick snap to the snake-headed individual. And he walks forward and holds out 2 stones to Fenthaza. She takes them both in her hands, looks down at them, and puts one in her own little pouch and slithers towards you, Devaney, and holds out the other to you.
I will hold out my hand, stretching it out in front of me, and take it.
This is what is known as a sending stone. When you are prepared, you can use this to send a message to me. Assuming it is safe to, I will respond to you immediately. If not, it may take a few moments, but again, one cannot be seen doing this in front of him.
Indeed, that would be dangerous.
I will do nothing to put myself in harm's way until I know it is safe to do so.
Very well. We will take down the locations of the temples, and when we've collected, we will have decided whether or not to go to jail with you and contact you straight away.
That she gives a little bow. And then looking back over at the other two, and Tuala, you understand this as you speak her dialect, and she looks and says, "It appears we are done here. Go back and have them watched. We must be safe." Now she looks back at the group of you and says, "Then you have now the locations. I wish you good journey. My forces will avoid you as possible. But again, there will be points that mixed company will require action.
We will do our best to avoid them.
Should
Thank
that
you for your
happen,
help.
do not hold back, for my men will certainly not.
Yes, our run-in earlier was definitely harrowing.
That she once more sort of gives a little bow and nod to the group, and you watch as the three of them sort of turn and start to climb back up over the walkway. And as you watch as they get to the top of this raised path, all three of them vanish.
Ooh, that's nifty.
And you see three massive, large snakes where those three individuals just were, slithering their way down and into the water
Well,
to the east.
I tried to tell Azaka I could turn into a tiger too, but she didn't
Which
appreciate that either.
which one of those dudes? Was
What's
talking
Martha
smack
about you?
on Tuala? Yeah.
So the one, as she was facing the one to the north, in her right-hand shoulder, the one that had the head of the snake.
Snake head, not snake arms.
Yes.
All I
Okay.
can think of is
I would number one like to commit that guy to memory.
Okay.
And number two, just before the snakes slither off, I'll use my helm to send a message to that one.
Okay.
in common.
Inyanti.
So, as you watch as these individuals turn and start to walk away, and as you send this thought into his mind, you watch as all of a sudden his body starts to turn as he starts to change his form, and immediately the head whips back at you, and you see the very slight curl of a grin as the body constricts down into the snake, and the snake is still looking at you for a second before looking back and slithering away.
Oh, God.
Tuala just kind of returns the grin and gives him a knowing later.
Devon will stay outside until they've gone out of sight and then walk back in. Jumping
so they
or stepping
disappear.
over the traps.
And then, Tuala, you will not have much difficulty remembering this individual, as the at the top there, the snake head had a very interesting diamond pattern on the top of it, and almost like a very slight, almost like a cobra hood on the back, but just barely.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna kill that guy. Just so you guys know.
First of all, why are you gonna kill that guy? Second of all, what'd you say?
You don't know I said anything.
He
I
looked
said
at us
telepathically.
and I don't trust you.
I didn't do nothing. You guys don't know that I did anything.
I don't
think he
trust you
likes
that
you.
helmet, so I know you did something.
Lana, that snake dude, he looked at you.
He looked at
With
me.
a grin, I think he likes you.
Oh God. Oh, and by the way, they were not telling the truth about the king. It's not a T-Rex.
Indeed, they were not. I was using the power of the clang, clang, clang to read the surface thoughts of Fenthasar. I agree with the plant elf. She was not being entirely truthful in regards to the Tyrannosaur.
So guys,
Additionally, she spoke to her subordinates. They plan to follow us through the city.
Oh, that's
They're
fine.
going to be tailed.
Literally.
Womp womp.
Yes,
I am-
literally, they are going to follow us.
No,
I
it's
am fine with that,
tail.
because-
Literally, never mind.
Because the less we run into, the better. I don't wish to, kill them. But now we have the locations of all those temples. That's makes our job a little bit easier.
Well, we can at least go to the one south of us tomorrow.
Are we gonna leave these traps up or leave them here?
We should leave them here probably,
For the night, yes.
because we have Orvex here now.
Nobody sleepwalks?
Do I sleepwalk, Gwen?
You talk a lot. I think I've walked in on you trying to eat something while you're asleep too.
That probably sounds like me, yeah.
And whoever is on watch shall ensure that the plant elf does not walk into a grisly death in her sleep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm sure we will do our best.
I go in
Anyway,
and
we-
check on Orvex. Is he asleep? He's asleep.
Give me just a moment. I'm jumping all over this bleeding map so I can mark where you would have been told where they all were. Okay. So, given what you guys remember the layout I sent, basically I've just lit up a bunch of numbers on the map from the GM layer. So these are various different buildings that she has mentioned to you and given you general locations for.
Okay. Well, I
So like
can
the one,
Yeah.
yeah. So like the again, we'll use the easy one down in the. She mentioned that there's one down at the pool of lava on top of a tall spire.
Pool of lava.
So as
Man,
you
we gotta
remember
climb a
seeing that
lot
there
of
was
spire.
one sort of building. That there was one building on top of a large block that was sitting out in a pool of lava.
Yeah.
She went there a couple over by the palace, and so you've got to, I'd say, a quick 10-minute search in any one of the areas where these numbers are, and you'd find the building.
Look at them all.
It's better than having to go quadrant by quadrant through this freaking city.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you guys will know, go up between these two roads. There's one in the northern section. There's one right down there in the south that Solana already found. So you've got a pretty good lay of the land now where you're looking for the different shrines are. And likewise, you also know that at least one of these shrines doesn't have anything in it.
Ah, that's so frustrating.
Maybe
Well,
we'll
you
luck
know,
out.
two of
and
them
the
don't,
other one we
'cause-
already found.
Nuts. Okay. Well, I'm going to bed.
Who's gonna take watches? I want the last watch.
Take third.
I'll take first. Never mind, I'm not going to bed.
I can take first if the plant elf wishes to rest.
No, I'll take first.
Second is mine, then, I suppose.
Okay, so go ahead and
Oh
everyone make
man, I noticed nothing.
Oh, you're real tired.
Oh!
Oh no.
High five! Boom! Critical fail, buddies.
Yeah, all critical.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
No way!
What?
How did
What
this
is
happen?
happening?
That's terrible. You guys, I rolled the highest.
All right, at
I
least
only rolled a 2.
we set a buttload of traps outside of our area.
Oh my goodness. That is uncanny.
Oh my god.
Someone figure out the
Good.
odds of that and let us know in chat.
Three critical fails?
Yeah.
And 3 5s.
What? Not low, I'll tell you that. It's like 1 in
Yeah,
20,000 or something like
Yeah,
that.
Digitio's laughing at us right now, actually.
Oh,
No,
Good.
he's
Thanks,
cackling
Digitio.
insanely because, you know. Okay, so suffice to say, nothing at all happens tonight as far as
That's
any of you are
good.
concerned.
That's good, right?
Uh, you wake up the next morning and let's see here.
Orvex has looted us all.
Okay, weather is par for the course.
Do I have to roll?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Oh,
Do I have to roll?
Yes, you do.
I would like to nat 20 it.
oh, I forgot to do that.
why do we have to
Go ahead.
roll?
So I forgot, because I know what this is about,
Oh.
and we discussed at the end of last round that like this was specifically mentioned to Tuala. Like, how do you want me to handle perception checks to notice that she's wearing this thing?
Oh,
go
that.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make a straight perception check. As she's, what we'll do is just make a straight one right now. Because yeah, you guys really haven't had any on one time.
I kind of figured like maybe like
Wow.
at rest time each day, something like that. I don't know
Yeah.
just how you wanted to handle it.
Yeah, so just go ahead and make a
says-
perception check.
Sorry.
It's a 19.
Digitio says 3 crit fails in a row is a 0.0125% chance.
Never tell me the odds, Digitio.
That's
Okay,
pretty good.
so yeah, as you watch Tuala, Devaney, you once more in the back of your mind you feel that same sort of push. They will betray you. There is nothing you can do to stop it. Everyone will perish. And again, as you feel that force pushing into your mind, somehow you manage to just push through it and just bury it in the back. And Tuala, you specifically notice
In my mind,
That-
back to this voice, I'll say, yes, they might, but I will not. And shove it back.
Mhm.
and you can notice Devaney's a little, in her own mind for a moment. And as she's moving, you remember that conversation and you can see a flash of gold on her hand. And as the rest of the party is starting to
Sorry,
come to consciousness,
my mic was off. Sorry. I was gonna say, was I noticing this as we were like for the to start our watches and stuff?
no, this is something you notice.
I noticed when. Sorry, cut off.
This is what you notice in the morning.
In the morning. Okay.
So Devaney's finishing up a watch. You guys are all getting up. Everyone's doing their little morning routine. But you notice Devaney is like off in her own world for a couple of moments.
Okay. Alright. Good for now.
And then you also notice as you're notice Devaney in that, you notice that there is a chunk of hair missing from the front temple of Devaney.
Okay.
Not like a single strand, it's like a decent chunk looks like it's been cut off.
Okay.
Did you get it? Do I notice this haircut?
Make a perception check. Not initially.
Okay.
As you guys start to sit around and eating and she's like right in front of you, then yeah, you notice that there seems to be
Oh, minute.
something a little different with it.
Devaney, did you get a hair chunk?
A hair chunk cut?
Yeah.
Solana, this porridge is really good, but I don't know what you're talking about. What?
The front of your hair looks different this morning.
I'll put my hands up to feel.
Did you chunk
You notice
it?
there's a good little chunk missing out of the right-hand temple.
Oh dear.
Did
Don't
you do
think I
that
lost
in
it
your
in a
sleep?
fight.
Oh,
Must be something else.
stress.
I was a little distracted last night.
Stress can do that kind of. Maybe I can work up a solve or something. Put that.
No thanks.
Oh, okay. You can mask it a little, but just wisp it forward a little. Yeah, you'll be fine. Looks, yeah, okay. This porridge was really good this morning. Yeah, I put in another berry. Yum.
Oh, once more you see Orvix has joined the group and is just mowing down. Seems to be looks a little better today.
Oh, good, Orvex.
I would like to remove the helm of dinosaur headbutting from my head
Okay.
and place it beside me around our breakfast area. And stand up and say, we should prepare to move. Who knows what that temple has in store for us?
Yes.
Plant elf,
Yes.
whimsical one. Perhaps prepare Rubble Scholar to travel for the day.
Does Rubber
Guardian.
Scholar want to go with us?
You said he did, right?
I thought he wanted to go to the
He's like
tomb.
he's all about like getting into the tomb.
Yeah, but to get to the tomb, he has to come with us, and so he's
Oh.
agreed to come with us.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay.
We had a conversation before the meeting last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't. Oh, okay.
Anyway,
But I didn't listen in.
Plant elf, whimsical one. Perhaps prepare the Rubble Scholar to travel. Guardian, would you lend me aid in dismantling our traps so that we may leave this place?
Of course.
Hmm.
Where's that bag of holding?
Yeah, do we have armor for Rubble Scholar?
We have a splint mail for a human.
Here, let's give him that.
Well, I was looking for the bag to put all these giant maces in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we can do that too. And give him a giant mace.
I have a
No.
giant morning star.
Solana, when they say they literally mean the frost giants were wielding.
Oh.
Not like a great axe. This is literally a giant-sized morning star.
Oh. Okay. You can't lift
I
one of
give
those,
him my
buddy.
rapier.
Okay, I will just go back and make sure that he's well fed, and
Mhm.
put a band-aid on him.
Okay, so as you and Quen are sort of working with him, getting him situated for the day, Tuan, Devaney, it's easy enough for you guys to dismantle those.
As we are apart from the rest of the group, I draw the ancestral glaive of the Aluahe people from my back, and I set it upon the ground, several feet off from where we are working to dismantle the traps. And after a moment, as we move to dismantle one of the tension lines that would release the trap into both of us, I would like to place a hand upon one of Guardians. As the tension wire is released, and the two of us hold it from springing into both of our bodies, And I would like to turn to Guardian and say, Guard, Devaney, I notice upon your finger something
So
quite particular.
Devaney seems somewhat unfazed by being in this particular situation. She
this
nods.
exact situation.
This exact situation. Yes, I put it on.
And you are yourself.
For now. But every day it seems to try to tell me that I need to kill you all. That you will betray me. But I tell it no and shove it away.
This is terrible.
But one day, it's going to win. Hopefully not for a long time.
Why then keep it on?
Well, having it off, there were still voices in my head telling me to put it on. I was so cold, like you were not with us, but there was a dome of frozen area that we sailed past, and it was very, very cold. I don't feel cold anymore having this ring on. And I can do things with it. Very powerful things.
And you believe it to be worth the price of your sanity, your honor, and the lives of those you travel with.
I did not put it on meaning to kill you. I put it on meaning to help, which is why I told you that if things go wrong, you need to, well, kill me, or at least remove the ring from me. But I would prefer death in that case, I think.
Death above the removal of this object, you say?
It might not want to be removed. I would rather die than lose a hand or a finger.
I understand.
Is this in front of everybody?
No, this
No.
is very much away from everybody.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
you guys were specifically left to fix as they left.
So we're not privy to this at all, Quinn.
I will keep your secret for now, Guardian. Understand, however, I will respect your wishes if necessary.
I hope you do.
But your death at the behest of some magical thing is abhorrent. While breath still passes in and out of my body, I will do everything in my, and I mean this in the most modest of senses, considerable power, to ensure that whatever this item is not the death of you. There is much more that we need to accomplish before any of us has the luxury of losing our minds or passing from this life into the next.
I hope that it would help us get through what we need to do. And I know the others will. I know Quen for sure will notice once I start using its powers. He seemed interested in it before.
At this point, I will attempt to disengage the tension on the trap we are disabling. And as it goes slack in our hands, stand up and move to the next of the tripwires. But call over my shoulder. Consider, Guardian, that your decision to wield this item, whatever it is, affects more than just you, more than just me, as you have opted to bring me in on your secret. Consider that perhaps those we travel with deserve to know it well. I have no more to say on this matter.
Very well, let us finish.
And I will go about disarming the rest of our traps in silence.
So as you guys finish disarming the traps, as Gwen and Solana have gotten Orvex up and situated for the day, you guys all meet back at the communal area. And the day is yours.
We's gonna go to a temple. We's gonna go to a temple. You guys took forever and talked way too much.
There's one close by, isn't there?
There is
There's
one
one
close by,
right
yes.
here.
There's one that Solana and Tuala saw when they were getting water.
I saw it yesterday, and Tuala's like, we should go. And I said, nope. We should probably wait for the others.
Solana, that is a great impersonation of Tuala.
Thank you.
What are we waiting for? Let's head out.
That does not sound anything like me.
Yes, it does.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so as the group of you head out for the day towards this, towards your next shrine, that is where we will call an end to tonight's session.
Oh,
I wouldn't
As it
go
is
to
just a
die.
few minutes before 11.
Okay.
And when we join up next week for our 50th episode,
Oh! I
we
forgot
will
about
be-
that.
Y'all will be heading into another shrine to see, I'll
we
have to see what
die.
happens next with that. Now, we are going to be announcing a little later on this week, as we are doing, we're having a special, I guess we'll call it a themed episode for our 50th episode, as well as there is going to be a giveaway during our break next Monday.
You wouldn't be
So
here.
we'll be doing something special, perhaps something with something from one of our sponsors, perhaps something else. You'll have to tune in to our Twitter feed, the say middle of this week or near the end. We'll probably give it a shout out on Friday night as well during Storm King's Thunder. So make sure you're tuned in to see what we're going to be raffling off next week during our break.
I don't even know what it is. I'm excited.
That's what makes it fun. And then, we'll be right back in next week for another Storm King's Thunder, and then we have actually next week. So we get 2 more weeks that we'll be here running Storm King's Thunder, and then the 3rd week from now, December 17th, we are going to be off for a week as I am moving, and as such will not have internet on the 17th to run it. I will probably still be moving boxes into my new house many hundreds of miles south, so we'll probably have see what we can do to get something out, see if someone else...
One-shot round 2, one-shot round 2, one-shot round 2.
And maybe our producer can be there this time and it'll go live.
I'm down. I'll be here.
Look at you. I don't know. Wait, where is it? She's way... Nope, wrong
Other
way.
way.
Way over that way.
Yep. You got me.
So definitely, from what I hear, the first one-shot was a hell of a trip. I missed the first one. I'm going to miss the bloody second one, but hey, eventually I'll catch one of them. In the meantime, don't forget, folks, as you're making your way through various different points and talking with strange half-snake people, when they start saying weird things in their own native, and your barbarian is giving one of them dirks.
I'm gonna kill that guy. Kill him real dead before this campaign's over.
Make sure that your druid is keeping her mouth shut. And don't forget to add your proficiency bonus to anything you do dealing with strange, nightmare-speaking snake people before crit failing all of your perception checks for once. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening, and tune in next week to find out what the hell happened to him last night that they don't even know about.
No! That old bag of crap stole our stuff, didn't he?
And my hair.
Oh no. Oh no, she got her hair stolen. I didn't even realize. I thought that was part of the spooky ring jujus.
No.
That was the night.
No!
Player knowledge for Matt.
Oh, I'm real creeped out.
What?
Real creeped out right now, boys and girls.
Oh no, I think I. Oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh my
All
god.
right, then, folks. We'll see you next week. Ms. Producer, let's bring us home.